Hey modders, welcome back to ModifedRoll. Don't forget we're sponsored by DN Dice. Check out the link to their website in our description, or head over to dndice.co.uk and use the code ModifedRoll for 10% off all purchases. In the last episode, our party made it all the way to the final room of the Lich's lair. There, they discovered the sword they were in search of, the remains of the paladin who had come all this way, and the body of the Lich pinned to its throne. Thinking their job was done, the party retrieved the sword and began to make their way out, but were stopped when the Lich rattled to life. We rejoin them now in episode 22 of season 2 of ModifedRoll, The Sword and the Corpse Part 4, the finale. The door has slammed shut. To your touch, it is sealed and locked. Behind you, you hear the dust drifting across the room, the smell of mildew and stale air, and you turn to see the skeleton, which was previously resting on the stone chair at the end of the room, shift, rattle, and stand to its feet. Its head lifts slowly with two pinpricks of burning red fire in its eye sockets. It raises a finger at each of you, and we're going to roll initiative.
Jordan, quick question. Where is the sword? Is it in the
I believe Twilight's carrying it.
I've got it.
Cool.
Dragon dice don't fail me now.
Wow.
Do you know what would help? If I had the Lich's stats next to me.
That is 14.
26.
Whoa!
Pretty sure that means Anna's going first. Anyone else above 20?
Nope.
Anyone else above 15?
16.
Twilight? Was that you both 16?
No, I'm 10.
Okay, so there's Sinclair, and then Kaziso, and then Twilight. Cool. Okay. Obviously, this creature is not going to get a surprise round, just to the nature of it coming back to life, undeath, has taken some time to regain its... Yeah. It has taken some time to pull together its energy, but as this creature stands up on this dais, the temperature in the room appears like you feel it dropping around you. You feel your breath becoming laboured. You feel it hot against your lips as you see the clouds of your breath hanging in the air around you as you begin to breathe more heavily. But as it regains its strength and composure, Anna, you get to act first. What would you like to do?
Can I... Oh, shit. It's all well and good when... Okay, what do I want to do? I don't know. I would like to... Where is it? Where is it, like...
So you started to move back towards the doorway, so I would say currently you are about 25-30 feet away from this creature. And just as a reminder, I'll just give you guys a reminder, it's a rectangular room. From the door, you came down like a very short like antechamber / hallway and then into the larger room. So you're right on the edge of this like short hallway towards the door. So the room was about 30 feet long, well 30 feet in from the door and about 40 feet wide once you got past that little hallway, with 4 large pillars supporting the roof, and around the wall of the room was like crumbled debris and stonework and masonry as the room has fallen into disrepair. But at the far end there was this like large stone, not quite a throne, but a stone seat that this skeleton had previously been pinned to with the sword. So you're currently about 25 feet away from the creature as you're trying to leave the room.
Right, okay. And sorry, I still have that book, don't I?
Yeah, I assumed you'd kept it, so you still have a hold of it. You could have like slipped it into your bag or whatever.
Right, that's in my bag. First thing I want to do,
juggling it with a dagger,
is I'm gonna go to Twilight and I'm gonna grab that sword from her.
Okay, Twilight, would you resist or would you just let Juliana take the sword off?
Take it. She's
Take it. So yeah, that's a free object interaction as opposed to drawing your own weapon. You can essentially just take the sword out of out of Twilight's grasp.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go and fuck it. Let's just try and like stab it with the sword, with its own sword, to see if that fucking helps.
Okay, you can roll to attack.
Oh god. 19.
As this Lich is regaining its strength, and it almost feels like it's pulling the life force out of the room to bring itself back to life. You think that might be why you can feel the temperature in the air dropping, why you can feel your breath, and it feels harder to move. It isn't having any like lasting physical effect, but you feel this drain affecting the entire room. You take that moment, that imperceptible brief respite when this creature isn't at its full strength, and you rush forward. You pull the sword out of Twilight's grasp and you just rush this creature. You level it, aiming to try and put this thing back in the hole it was pulled out of, and for a split second it looks like it's going to work, and then the Lich, without even raising its hand, its two hands still by its side, you just see one of them flick its fingers, and right before the tip of the blade reaches its body, a shimmering barrier appears in front of it, and the tip of the blade, boom, bangs off the barrier. The Lich just casts Shield. Would you like to do anything else in your turn?
Yeah. What are these little circle bits in the corners?
Those are the pillars.
That's sick. Can I hide behind any of them?
Yeah, if you want to use if you use your bonus action to disengage, you can take cover, but you won't be hidden.
Cool, I'll do that.
Do you just want to go to like the nearest one to your left?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you use your disengage action, you move out of the way of the creature, and you run behind this pillar. Obviously, because you've already used your bonus action, you can't hide, but you do currently have full cover from it. So that takes us to Sinclair. What would you like to do? You've seen this happen, by the way, and currently still, it almost actually looks like where the point of the blade hit it, it almost looks like there's a small crack just hanging in the air with like a spider web of fractures. You know enough about magic to know this doesn't mean the spell stopped working, but it's just where this point has hit the shield. It just sort of highlights it in the air, so you can see the creature is currently protected by a magical shield.
Yeah. Okay, so what Sinclair is going to do is he's going to step forward 10 foot. He's going to turn to Twilight and say, "Give me a moment, cover me." And he's going to draw his sword, and he's going to focus on it for a moment, and he's going to use his channel divinity and turn it into a sacred weapon. And you see his eyes glow, which transfers down his face into his arms, which then ignites the blade into essentially a wall of light, and it emits like 20 foot of light.
So this previously, mostly, I believe one of you, probably Kazisil, was carrying a torch, so there was like a flickering firelight lighting the room. But now this room erupts into bright, shining white light. And for a second, you actually do see this creature, this Lich, sort of balk at the light and raise one of its bony hands to block the light from its, I would say eye sockets. But it's obviously, you don't see it doing any damage currently. I'm assuming it was an action to do Channel Divinity?
Yeah, that was an action. So cool. He'll take a step 5 foot forward again, and then that'll end his turn.
Perfect. Kazisil, I believe you were the one who got closest to and tried to open the door, so you're the furthest away from this creature currently.
Yeah.
You've just seen Giliana run up, try to stab it to no avail, and Sinclair has stepped into the room, invoking his holy abilities. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna move past Twilight until I'm a fair distance away from the Lich and out of the way of anyone else. And I'm going to use my breath weapon, the racial one, for force damage.
Yep.
And that'll be a dex save against a DC of 11.
So friggin' look like. Unfortunately, the Lich rolled a 13, so it's able to. Was it a dex save? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that'll be half on a.
Yeah. As you fire off your weapon, it as your breath weapon strikes it, it does manage to move out of the way, negating some of the damage. But yeah, you can roll. Let me know how much damage it takes.
That is 4 damage.
And that is force damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you see this as it clips it, as it steps to the side and gets out of the way. It does clip it and rock it back a little bit, and you see bits of like flecks of dust and particles that have collected over the years being blown off of the part of the body that your force breath weapon hits it with. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I'm going to go hide behind this pillar.
Perfect. You step. A Heidi gang. I'm going to be honest, it's probably a good idea that you guys are spreading out. You move to a different pillar and you step behind it, granting yourself full cover from the Lich. With that said, it is unfortunately the Lich's turn. I also need to remind myself this thing is a Lich. It has special actions that I need to fucking use, which I didn't. So I need to remember. Next round. Okay, so the Lich, seeing Sinclair in front of it with its glowing holy weapon, is going to step down off the stone dais and approach him. It's going to reach out with a single bony finger and attempts to touch you. I need you. Bad touch. Oh, actually, you don't make a save. I make an attack roll. Woohoo! Oh, but he rolled really bad. But still, that's a pretty good modifier. Does a 22 hit?
No. Yes, of course it does.
Well, I couldn't remember because you have a stupid high AC.
Could be better.
Could be better. Okay, you take a total of 8 cold damage. And I need you to make a cold.
Now I am resistant to cold.
Okay, cool. You take half damage then. I do, however, need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con save.
I'm pretty sure you're good at, but still, we're trying our luck here.
Ooh, unnatural 20.
Ooh.
Lucky you. You, as this creature touches you and this wave of cold washes over you, it starts where its finger touches the center of your breastplate. It actually moves with an unearthly speed because you're there with your sword, you're waiting to defend yourself, and it moves slowly to approach you. And then as it stood in front of you, all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, as if frame from frame, as if its hand was down by its side, all of a sudden, a single bony fingertip is pressed against the center of your symbol on your armor. And where the sun emblazoned on the front of your chest plate stands as a beacon for hope, it begins to get coated in frost and ice, and it spreads across your armor and across your skin. And if it wasn't for your resistance, it would bite so much harder, and you feel this cold spread through your chest, and your body begins to seize up. But you manage to shake this off. You're too much of a thick boy for this to take effect. You shake this off, and you don't lose your ability to move through the creature's attack.
Fantastic.
It is, however, going to take a second attack. It spins now that it's moved forward and has view of Giliana with the sword, which it recognizes. As it turns to face you, its eyes alight upon the sword and flash with a fiery anger.
Jordan.
Yes?
Question. Was my
Yeah.
bonus action... in that last round, my bonus action was to disengage.
Yes. So it meant that you could move away without it taking an opportunity attack.
Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
I didn't get... So, with...
Cunning action.
With... Yeah, is that's that?
That's what that was, yeah. On your bonus action, you can use a cunning action to hide, disengage, or dash, which nobody else can do.
Yeah.
But you can only use one of them, so use disengage to get away. If you hadn't done that, it could have attacked you, and then you could have hid.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you disengage. Just, for next time, you can choose to take the opportunity attack and then use your bonus action to hide, but you risk it hitting you with something quite deadly.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah. With its eyes focused upon the sword, it raises its finger again and points it directly at you. Oh, that was nearly a natural one, but instead it is a maths 15. I don't think a 15 beats your armor class, does it?
No, it matches it, so yeah, it
Oh,
does.
so it does, yeah. Meets beats. Okay, that's unfortunate for you. It's not a lot of damage, I wouldn't worry about it. Especially when I roll like that. Its finger, again, flashes with this bright blue flare, and a streak of cold energy flashes from between it to you, and you're struck by this coldness, similar to what Sinclair is feeling, and where this magical energy hits you, your body begins to blacken with frostbite. You do only take 1 damage, but your speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Sorry, start of my next turn, not your next turn, because that'd be weird. That said, it is now Twilight's turn.
Ooh, okay. So seeing all of that, I am going to... Is he now faced away from me if he's facing towards...
So, D&D 5e, there's not really a facing function.
Yeah, okay.
I do run with the optional rule where with the optional flanking rule, which is if 2 characters are on opposite sides of your creature, you get advantage on the attack.
That's fine. No, it was just because I wanted to yell to get his attention.
Oh no! If you make a move to attack it, it will turn to face you.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna yell, "Oi, fuckface!"
And it turns around.
And she produces from her pocket the tooth that she took from the dead soldier, and goes, "See what happened to the last person that crossed me?" And then I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay, where are you summoning the spiritual weapon?
Behind him.
I assumed as much. I just wanted to ask.
And it's the way it looks is similar to my mace, but on the top of it, instead of a star, it's a tooth.
Fair enough.
And I will attack. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, okay, so your weapon swings through the air, and the Lich, without even looking around, once again, just with its hand by its side, there's just another... And the shield... Boom, and it crashes against the shield, doing no damage.
Dick. That's in character. And then, because Spiritual Weapon is my bonus action...
Yes, and the attack is a free action when it's first summoned, yep.
Yes. Can I use my action to hide as well?
Yes, absolutely. If you want to move behind the pillar and make hide action. I will say this much. Hide really only works if, like, you're hidden. So just by moving behind the pillar, you're giving yourself full cover.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was more kind of using it to disengage whilst he's being attacked by the tooth.
Well, I mean, you're not next to him, so you won't get an opportunity to attack anyway. And is summoning spiritual weapon a bonus action?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can attack it with a cantrip if you want.
Ooh. Cantrips.
Because with your movement, you could do a cantrip and then still move behind the pillar and give yourself full cover.
Because it's not an actual hide. Okay.
Yeah.
I will Sacred Flame his ass.
Okay, that's a saving throw from me.
Yeah, a dex save.
I mean, he's not super good at dex. Unless I roll a natural 20.
Fuck off.
Danny, calm down. I rolled a 1 on its damage against you.
Oh, I know, but Twilight never gets to do combat like this. That's why I'm
He
annoyed.
blew a hole through a man.
Oh, yeah. That was one. I crave blood, Jordan.
This is like a multi-attack.
Yes. And you guys are burning through his shield. He only has so many spell slots. This is a good thing.
So as it misses, she's just going to be like, oh, and middle finger.
It's like, oh. So, Ateri, do you want to move behind a pillar then to sort of give yourself full cover? Okay, cool. You are behind the opposite pillar to Kazisel. So currently, the only one not behind a pillar is Sinclair. On the end of your turn, Sinclair, as Twilight's attacks are rebuffed by the shield, and her sacred flame washes harmlessly over the stone by the Lich, you hear her moving to duck behind one of the pillars, and you look over your shoulders to make sure she's safe. And when you turn, the Lich has again moved in that split second, its face directly in front of yours. if it could breathe, you would feel its breath washing over you, but it doesn't. It makes no sound, but the light in its sockets flashes with a hatred that you can feel in your bones. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, okay, how good am I at wisdom? Ooh, not great.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not a bad roll. 17.
This is where you needed a 21.
You look into the depths of this creature's eyes, and the hatred washes over you. But this creature is just that. It's a creature. It is the undead. It is unholy. It is an abomination in the face of your god and your faith, and you stand firm. This creature holds no fear for you, and its hatred seethes. Anna, it's your turn.
So how far can I move?
Your speed is reduced by 10 feet, so I think your standard speed is 30.
Yeah, so like 20 feet.
20 feet currently, yeah. So I don't, from the distance you're now, I don't think you'd be able to like get up to it and then hide back behind the pillar again. So yeah, you're currently about 15 feet away.
Yeah, don't worry about the hiding. Now I'll just go up and I'll just try and stab it again. Stupid thing,
Okay.
not much else I can do.
Okay, so if you're gonna run up, I will actually, because I'll sort of give you the flanking here, so if you want to rush up behind it while it's face to face with Sinclair, I'll let you roll with advantage.
Oh, sick, yeah. Yes, please. Okay. Natural 20.
Oh.
I got an 18 and a 20. They were
Nice.
both amazing.
Perfect.
So, like, that's like a 20.
So this is
Three.
technically a long sword. Do you have long sword stats there, or is yours a short sword?
Mine's a short sword,
Okay.
but I'm
I think
proficient with a long sword.
Yeah, I think a long sword is a D8. If you wish to wield it with both hands, the damage I believe is 1d10. Yes, 1d10. If you wield it with two hands, it's 1d10, but it means you can't make an offhand attack with a dagger or anything. I'm going to be honest with you. This sword is more important than your dagger.
Sick. Okay. But the dagger's from my mum. No, I'll do. Yeah, I'll do it with both hands.
Okay, roll your damage.
It ruined my life with that. With the minus 10 movement.
And just remember, you've natural 20s, you roll it twice.
Oh, okay.
All damage dice. So roll the damage for the sword plus your sneak attack, and then roll it all twice.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because you roll a natural 20.
Okay. So 12.
Yep.
26.
Is that 26 total or
Damage.
26 plus 12?
26 total.
Okay, so another 14 on top of the 12. Okay. With the Lich's back turned, you can see it was attempting to cast some sort of effect over Sinclair, and you rush from the shadows of this pillar. You level the sword, aiming for the center of its back, and your aim is true. The sword travels straight through the center of this creature's spine and out through the ribcage. And Sinclair, you see the point of the blade stop inches from your face. And the creature freezes, and you can hear from the depths of its throat as it begins this horrible, maniacal scream. This hurt the creature more than you suspected it would have done, although maybe you actually suspected this would have done an additional amount of damage based on what the sword was doing when you got here. It hasn't stopped yet, but you immediately see this creature's attention fixated on the blade of the sword. Fortunately, on initiative count 20, it gets to take a lair action. It is going to look directly back up at Sinclair,
Oh god.
and I need you to make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
DC 18.
Come on, you've got this, Sinclair. You've got it.
13.
The Lich's hand raises, this time no pointed finger, but a grasping motion as it tries to reach out to grab you. and a tendril of inky black energy reaches from the center of its palm and lashes out to you, wrapping around your throat. This technically isn't how the spell works, but since Giliana got off this attack, I'm sort of playing fast and loose with the rules here. With the sword embedded in its back, you feel like something akin to electricity running down this tendril and into your body. Your body arcs, your muscles spasm as you take 13 points of damage. That said, Sinclair, it's now your turn.
Oh god, that hurt. I'm not restrained or anything.
Oh no, absolutely not, no. It's just that immediate damage that you took.
Cool. Shrugging it off, even with his muscles spasming, he's gonna pull his greatsword back and he's gonna take a mighty swing, and as he does, the old runes appear on the sword and he'll smite it as well.
Ooh, roll to hit first.
Fuck that thing.
Right, roll to hit.
Fuck this bitch. Sorry, fuck this lich.
Nat 20.
Fuck off.
That one's rolling well. That's a dice. That's a good one.
That's
I'll put the other one in the chest because it was bad.
Iconic.
Thank you, D and dice.
Right, roll.
Nobody uses dice anymore. They're weighted.
Not for me.
Alright, you still hit it. I just cheated.
Right, hang on. Let me roll some dice here. So I've got to roll the sword damage, and then I've got to roll the because the sword damage is also magical.
Yes, the sword damage is magical. Your smite is magical. It's all magical.
To start off, 26 points of slashing damage.
I would just stop there. Can you describe what it looks like as you strike down this lich?
Sinclair will draw his greatsword back in one hand, muscles spasming, and as it lights up, he closes his eyes, rears the sword back, opens his eyes, then stabs it straight through the skull of the lich.
As you pulled back, the lich's magic coursing through you and causing you severe pain and cramp in your muscles, you feel a warm and gentle hand on your shoulder. And in that moment, your muscles relax. You take your standard fighting stance, you level the blade, and your eyes flash open. And Giliana, from over the shoulder of the lich, you see Sinclair's eyes filled with a holy golden light, which bathes the face of this lich as he reaches forward his blade and stabs the point through. Again, similar to your attack, ending inches from your face. The skull crumbles to dust, and with a final rattling, the body of the lich falls limp. The eye sockets glow dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and fade into nothing. And as it hits the ground, the bones turn to dust and settle in a pile on the floor. You're out of combat.
Blow that motherfucker away.
Is it safe to come out yet?
Oh, nice, guys. Well done, team. If I'm being honest, guys, I didn't think we were going to make it out of there. I thought we were going to have to say goodbye to one of us. I'm glad
Just
to
one.
see that we are all here.
She says
At
that
least
while
one.
glancing at Twilight.
I just hug this pillar in front of me, just like, you saved my life.
I'm gonna put away my monster manual because that's useless to me now.
Can I keep this sword, guys? I love it.
Just as a reminder, that's what you've been paid to come here and find.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I think
about
we
that.
need that.
How are we going to get out of here? We're trapped.
Oh, yeah. I'll go try the door.
Yep, Twilight,
Yeah,
as you
you
step
try
forward to
that.
the door, it is no longer sealed. It appeared to be a magical effect that was controlled by the Lich itself. So the door is free to open now.
He was a
Oh, I
tricky
thought that was-
bitch.
Tricky Lich.
Uh-huh.
I haven't already made that joke tonight. Yeah, you can open the
Oh,
door,
gosh.
and just as a reminder for those who can't remember or who can't see the map currently, Whenever you came into this room, there actually was another door on this level that you haven't gone through yet. So as you were to come out of this room, there'd be a closed door on your left, and to the right would lead you back the way you came.
Do we need like a short rest or anything, guys? You all like...
I mean, other than Sinclair, you guys took very little fucking damage.
Yeah, I tanked that.
I'm good.
I would have been dead.
No, I think we'd be all right.
We're all good?
Yeah.
What was the next... Where to now? Should we take the sword back, or do we get another...
Wasn't there a case of missing sheep
Yeah, there
somewhere?
was something about
Oh,
sheep.
yeah.
You know what? It might be more relaxing than this Lich, you know?
Did we
Yeah,
want
why
to
not?
check that other
You know what?
door, or are we just
Kind of a
leaving?
chance to kind of, mellow out after fighting a Lich.
Not if I have anything to say about it, it won't.
The sheep kill us.
Shall we get out of this room? This room seems like it's talking to us. Shall we just get out of this
So,
room?
out of
quickly?
curiosity, I'm not prompting you, I'm just curious to remind you, there is the body of the dead noble's ancestor. Would you guys do anything with that? Would you leave it here? Would you take the
Ooh.
remains with you? You're not allowed to take any bones.
Well, who says I haven't already?
Sinclair will approach the body. This is with his adrenaline still pumping, and he'll put a hand on the bony remains and say, "As one paladin to another, the work is done. Now you shall leave this place." And he'll pick up the remains to go and give it a ceremonial burying somewhere.
As you say that, you again feel that warmth, almost like a hand on your shoulder, just briefly. You feel the comfort from that as you say this sort of prayer over the remains. You could, just to make it easy for you, you could use like a cloak or something you have to like wrap them up so they're like nicely maintained. You're not just like chucking them all in your backpack or something. You can take that out with you.
Yeah, he'll wrap the remains up.
2 weeks down the line, you're out camp. It's like, oh, there's a femur in here. Oh,
I mean, that's just Twilight's bag anyway. Are we going to check the other room?
Yeah, why not?
Let's peek.
I mean, if there's something to fight in there, I'm feeling pretty hurt, but I'll try my best.
I'll peek my head
Oh.
in. If something runs towards me, I'll shut it and we run.
Fair enough. Yes. Okay.
Okay, you head back out of the room, and Twilight, you head towards this door, and it is currently unlocked.
Cool. I'll poke my head in.
Ahead of you appears to be what was one. I'm not going to bother revealing it on the map, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. Ahead of you appears to be what was a storage room of some sort, but unlike any of the storage rooms you might have come across before, this appears to be where the Lich was keeping some of the more valuable items.
Yes, loot.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my
A
god.
Just
quick
lit it.
examination of the room reveals various potions, spell scrolls, and magical armors, as well as several items of quite high value. Would you guys...
We should have come here first.
Spoiler alert, it would have been locked.
So we're in his secret room.
So,
Let's see.
based on the fact that everyone's saying loot, 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 I'm assuming you guys just start fucking emptying this place.
Loot that bitch.
Yeah, loot,
Everything.
loot.
Okay, cool. You
motherfuckers.
all fall in a massive pit trap. I'm kidding. Somebody needs to write this down because I'm going to rattle off a bunch of stuff here.
Okay.
There are 4 potions of healing.
What type? Normal.
Yeah, just regular healing. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 spell scroll. You won't know the type until it is studied.
Okay.
Another set of armor. Again, you won't know the type until it's studied, but it does. You could tell just by like looking at it. It appears to be magical. By the way, the only reason I told you it was potions of healing because you know what those are. Like potions of healing are universal. You know what they do. There is another potion. Again, you won't know what it is until you've tested it. An ornate jar full of a shimmering ointment, which again you won't know what it is till you check it. There are 5 pieces of art, which include, you don't have to write these details down, you just know there's 5 pieces of art, but they include a small mirror in a painted frame, a pair of engraved brass dice, a black velvet mask stitched with silver thread, a copper chalice with silver filigree, and cloth of gold vestments. You also find a selection of gems of a fairly high quality. You can take those back into the town to get them appraised for their value, but just somebody make sure you've written all of those down.
What a day, guys! What a day!
I'm glad we took this room.
That armor is going to come in really handy. I can feel it.
I feel like those potions will come in handy as well. For healing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just going to point out, nobody has offered to heal Sinclair yet.
I said, do we need a short rest to heal? And everyone was like, nah, I'm okay. I don't have any healing.
Having a go at the cleric.
I'll throw Sinclair. Yeah, I'll throw Sinclair a cure wounds.
I mean, actually, a short rest wouldn't have done me any good. I've got no hit dice left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you already taken a short rest.
Oh, nice. 16 points of healing.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, you said a short rest wouldn't help with the healing side of things, but don't forget, a short rest would allow you to work out what the magic items do. Just throwing that one out there. Or, you guys can leave and take a long rest at a camp somewhere if you wanted.
Yeah, we'll wait till we're
We'll
near
do
the
that.
sheep. The sheeps.
Near the sheep overlooking the valleys. Okay, you have plundered this Lich's lair. You have dispatched the Lich himself and retrieved the heirloom that you were sent to find. With your ill and not ill-gotten gains, you head back out of the Lich's lair and find yourself on the overgrown path through the forest, and you head back down onto the main road. At this point, you have the option to head north back towards Cairn or south back into the valley to investigate these missing farm animals. What would you guys like to do?
Might as well get the farm animals done.
Yeah,
I mean,
sheep.
It's not as... It doesn't sound as bad as taking on a Lich. It could be,
Well,
it's extra money in our pocket.
something was taking them, but the job is for investigation, and if there is something rather dangerous to killing them, then we can at least get the money for the investigation.
Yeah.
So you would also be aware, because I think I sort of explained last time, but because this is a job that you've taken on behalf of the temple, you would, obviously the pay isn't as good, because the whole point is that the farmers can't afford to go to the city and levy a request for the city or adventurers to look into this. So the temple pays slightly less, but if you come out here and you find something really fucking dangerous, the farmers don't need to levy a quest, the city will. So if you come out here and you discover that there is something out here killing and eating the animals, you could go back, report that to the city, and they will put out a quest for... Well, they'll either send the city guard, which at this distance isn't likely, or they will commission a group of adventurers like yourselves to come out and take care of it.
You know what, let's just find out what's going on and take it from there.
Have a look around.
Yeah.
It's sheep. It's not,
Yeah.
Famous last words.
It's probably just a wolf getting hungry or something,
You know what? I think you're right. I think it's just going to be a wolf. What? Why not? Why not? We're on a streak at the minute, guys. Maybe we should have a look at the stuff, though, because, I'm very impatient, and I would really quite like to know what we're hauling around.
So I can't remember the exact time sort of distance I gave you guys, but currently you're a day or two's travel outside of Cairn, and it's another half day to get to the area where these attacks are happening. I would say you guys arrived. I think it was about a day's travel, wasn't it? Because you arrived.
Did we come with horses?
No, you did, but you tied them. Did you? No, because you were worried about leaving them and having them stolen or having them wander off or eaten. I think. I might be wrong. I'm going to say that. Because you realised.
We left our horses that I can't remember the name of.
Maple stirrups.
Maple stirrup. We left Maple stirrup.
You would have left them
in care.
Yeah, you would let them in Cairn in the stables. As long as you're paying for their upkeep, no one's going to turn them into glue.
Okay, good. I didn't even think that was an option.
But no. To be fair, turning horses into glue isn't really a thing in this day and age. They'd eat them. You would know that
is too sweet for that.
I think maple syrup is probably sweet enough for eating. You would know at the time it would take you to get to the farms, and you'd probably want to liaise with the farmers themselves to ask, which sort of grazing area it is. There's no point in you guys just like wandering up and down the hills. That the travel, you could probably get to roughly where you need to be, either try and find like a local place to sleep or just camp out for the evening. You probably would have brought your camping supplies just in case, and then meet up with the farmers in the morning. So it's, you could have your long rest, spend some time investigating the magic items and find out what they do. That's not an issue. Or you can turn up in the dead of fucking night and knock on the farmer's door, and I wouldn't stop you. I'm just saying it might not go down so well.
I think we've earned a nice relaxing trip, some R&R. Take it slow, then we go back and party. Yeah?
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Let's rest. I need to rest my bones. I am aching like a bitch.
So do you
Like a
guys
lich.
like a lich? That's gonna be the next sticker.
But that Lich isn't aching anymore.
It's gonna be like a lich. It's gonna be a skeleton clicking its fingers like that. For those
It's
of
a
you,
sassy little
yeah.
click.
I was about to say, for
Lich
those of you who can't see me, what I did was clicked my fingers sassily. I don't know, why am I doing this? So main question is, are you guys going to plan to, like, it's relatively safe here, and it's still the middle of summer, or it's coming to the harvest time, to the end of summer, still pretty warm, so like camping out wouldn't be terrible. Or would you guys try and find like a local, and when I say local inn or tavern, we're not talking about a place that would like normally host people. It would be the place the farmers go to drink when they get off of work type thing. Or would you guys just camp out for the night?
Camp?
Yeah,
I say let's have a nice little camping trip.
Sit by the campfire, relax.
cool.
Cook some food, tell some stories.
I think we're all still on a bit of a budget.
Read our smuts.
Yeah. We are balling on a budget.
First things first. So I'm going to assume, like, first thing, you guys are going to set up your camp, you're going to settle down, and people are going to start investigating the magic items. Yep.
Yes.
I see a bunch of people nodding and nobody's saying anything. Okay, cool. You settle down for the night, and do you guys just like spread the stuff out and I'm going to assume you do to like save time. As you start checking all the items, obviously you already knew about the 4 healing potions. The spell scroll you discover is a scroll of Ice Knife, which unfortunately can only be cast. Oh, no, sorry. I say unfortunately, so it is a spell scroll that usually can only be used by druid, sorcerer, or wizards. I have told you guys I have my own sort of variant rule for casting spell scrolls, which means anyone can use them, but you have to make an Arcana check to do so, and failing can have various effects from nothing to rolling on the wild magic table and taking psychic damage. So that's up to you guys if you want to like risk that on a level 1 spell, or maybe just sell it. That's always an option. The armor you discover, I'm just going to turn to the page, is a set of mariner's armor, which this version is a set of, I forget off the top of my head, is leather armor medium or light? It's medium? Oh no, sorry, tell me. This would be, in my head, I knew it was going to be medium, so it's going to be studded leather, which I think is medium level armor. So it's a set of studded leather armor, and while wearing this armor, you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. In addition, whenever you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, the armor causes you to rise 60 feet towards the surface. The armor is decorated with fish and shell motifs.
Oh.
So studded. Somebody make a note: studded leather armor, mariner's armor, and whichever one of you is wearing it, I'll send you that information to put on your character sheet to see if. The singular potion on that was different from the others is a potion of invulnerability. Inside the bottle is a syrupy liquid that looks almost like liquefied iron. For 1 minute after you drink this potion, you have resistance to all damage.
What was that?
The potion of invulnerability, once you drink it, you have resistance to damage for 1 minute.
Wow.
This, I don't know how you know the name. This is another one of these like weird D&D things. I'm going to give you the name. I don't know how you would work this out. It's called Keotoms, which is spelled Keo. I hope somebody's writing this down. Keoghtom apostrophe S. Keotoms ointment. This glass jar, 3 inches in diameter, contains 1d4. I need to roll that instead of just giving you a random fucking number. Damn, you got lucky. This glass jar, 3 inches in diameter, contains 5 doses of a thick mixture that smells faintly of aloe. The jar and its contents weigh roughly half a pound. As an action, 1 dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature that receives it gains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
Keep that safe.
Yeah, keep that motherfucker.
And unfortunately, you won't know the value of the treasure items or the gems until you have them appraised by someone in Cairn. I will say, because it's just like a random selection of gems, as a reminder, material components for spells are irrelevant if you're using a spell casting focus unless they have a cost to them.
Yeah, that's it. Conceals it. Okay.
In which case you will have to use them. So if you have a consumable which requires a specific gem, like I know certain, like I think Revive or whatever, Revivify uses a diamond.
Revivify.
So if you have like a spell requirement which is a gem of a certain value, you can obviously use these. If it needs a specific gem, we'll like roll to see if you were lucky enough to find one of those. But you guys are level 3. I don't think that will have an effect.
Yeah, wait with bated breath until I have Revivify.
But yeah, that said, probably the next thing is going to be, you guys settle down for the night. What's your watch order?
I could take first watch.
Because I think Sinclair's probably going to hit the fucking dirt and fall asleep.
Yeah, Sinclair will take, I don't know, take third watch because he's
I'll take
taken
second.
a lot of damage.
I'll leave Danny
Yeah,
for
I'll
the
take
end.
fourth.
Cool, let me just roll some dice here.
To be fair, I don't need to sleep, so if someone just didn't want to, I can do 2.
I'm happy to.
To watch.
Oh, in that case, Sinclair will just sleep the night through then.
I mean, it's irrelevant. You have
I'll
a
do two.
peaceful night anyway. The sun rises over the edge of the valley, and you're all well rested and ready for the day ahead. You can regain all hit points, spent spell slots, or other things that you might have spent. Well, that's it for another episode. Thanks for sticking with us. As usual, I'd like to thank Lixie B and Jeff for the wonderful logo and character art they created for us, the Stormweather Shanty Choir for letting us use their song Drunken Sailor as our theme tune, DN Dice for sponsoring us, and all of our wonderful Patreon supporters who have been helping us out. Unfortunately, we don't have a recommended podcast this week just because of how busy I've been the last couple of weeks. I do apologise for that, and sort of in that vein, I apologise for the delay in getting this episode up. But the reason for that is actually we have some news. But before I get into that news, I'm just going to get ahead of anyone who picks this up here. Yes, I did realise after the fact that Giliana should not have had sneak attack on the Lich with a longsword. It is not a light weapon, therefore she should not have got sneak attack. Please don't at me, I realised after the fact that I had done that, but it made for a good story, so we're going to pretend it was fine. But on to the news. For those of you who've been following social media, you'll know that Dragonmeet is next week, December 3rd. We will be there as a podcast again, although not all of us, will be myself, Danny and Maddie. We will be at the Podcastzone representing the podcast. We'll have our table as normal, but there's something special this year. Normally at the Podcastzone at Dragonmeet there are rooms set up so that some of the podcasts can do on-the-day recordings. That's usually sort of guesting stuff they do with other podcasts. This year, we've been allowed to do what we're calling live recordings with audiences. We have been given the go-ahead to have in one of the larger audience rooms our own live show. Say again, live show, live recording. And we are going to be putting on Dungeons & Dragons, the pantomime. Obviously, with it just being the 3 of us, we're going to be accompanied by Shamini and Emily of the RP Geeks podcast. And we are really looking forward to doing this, and we really hope that some of you guys, some of our listeners in the UK will be there this year to come and see us. Obviously, I don't expect a lot of you to be there. It's in London in the UK, so probably a limited number of you even going to begin with. but entrance to the live recordings are free. All you need is a ticket to Dragonmeet itself. Our show will be running from 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the Beaujolais room. So again, that is December 3rd, Dragonmeet, Podcastzone, Dungeons & Dragons the Panto, Beaujolais room, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I believe there are still tickets going for the convention itself, so, you know, if you're close and you want to come along, please do. It's so exciting we get to meet some of our listeners. I know we've met a few of you in the previous years, and it's always super exciting to run into people who have actually listened to us. So that's the news, guys. Hopefully we will be able to get some recording of this, even if it's just audio, although I'm trying to see if we can get some sort of visual recording done, simply because we are going to be trying to do some costumes as well, just to try and make a whole thing of this. But that's it for this week. Thanks very much for sticking with us, and we'll see you soon.